guys, this is Tina from Shabbydabbydoodah. Welcome back to my channel. So we are here for another one of our Shop Your Stash in our countdown to Christmas with our 12 days of Christmas series that we're doing. I can't remember, I'm afraid, what number we are up to, but I think it might be something like 8 or 9. So yeah, we're kind of coming to the end of it. Now, what I have done today is I have shopped my stash for these chipboard pieces. Now, I think I have used these before, I think maybe sort of last Christmas actually. These are some Catercraft pieces. Now, I have to say, they were called just die cuts. They weren't really called chipboard pieces. Or, you know, they weren't where I bought them anyway. And I've had them for a long time, so I couldn't even tell you now. I can't remember where I got them. But I was surprised when they arrived. I hadn't realised that they were chipboard. So, yeah, I've kind of struggled, obviously, to use them. Because they've obviously, you know, they were a lot bigger than I had expected. So I thought that, yeah, let's come along and kind of play with some of those. And I've got some, what do you call this, cardboard, you know, just from some packaging, which I thought we could use. And I've also got some fabrics. Now, I'm not sure whether we're going to use the fabrics or not, to be honest. But I just thought some of these, oops, it's now picked up a lot of dust from my desk. Some of these may or may not be kind of quite good colours to use, because I'm hoping that we're going to make maybe some you know, junk journal topper pieces, you know, like we have made before, but using obviously the chipboards this time. So yeah, let's kind of just get straight into it and you know, just go for it straight away. So obviously I've got this gorgeous piece here with this lady. Now I have a feeling this one, feel like maybe I had 2 of these and maybe I have used her before, or there was a different lady, which just kind of to me feels similar. Yeah, I couldn't really tell you, but it feels like possibly I've used something similar to this before from this Catercraft pack. So she goes quite well on here. Now this is just from Amazon packaging, and like I say, I mean, it's just been kind of sat behind my desk for a while, so I thought, well, you know, whilst it's sat there, might as well just come on and use it. I don't know now about this fabric, I have to say. You know, I'm not quite so sure that it's going to look good. I have got this, that's very pretty actually. Perhaps what I could do is kind of layer it up. Yeah, perhaps I should do that, because it looks better on that fabric, doesn't it, than it did on the other. So I'm just going to cut this down. I'll try and do 3 during the course of the video, but who knows. I don't seem to be, whoops, doing things very quickly during this series. And yeah, not getting through things very quickly. So who knows whether I'm actually going to manage to make 3 or whether it would just be, you know, maybe even just 1, who knows. But we'll try and go for 3. So yeah, that looks quite pretty on there, doesn't it? Now these, I'm thinking, should we gesso over these? Because I think that would be the best kind of way to do that. Just decide which was, you know, which is the other piece I'm going to use. Could use this one. The only thing is, can you see where that's then overhanging, obviously, the cardboard? I feel a bit like that's a bit of a vulnerable point, you know, and it might just be then vulnerable to getting kind of knocked off, or yeah, kind of, I don't know, just not really very kind of secure on there. So maybe I should use this little piece. I know this is only small, but I have got some other bits and pieces on here that I could kind of tie in with it, I guess, you know, to make a bit more of it. Let's just have a look and see what else I've got. I mean, I've got this dragonfly. I know I've talked about the dragonflies before. They're not really kind of something that I tend to use. I know that lots of other people do, and you know, really love everything that other people make when they use things like that. It's just, for me, I can't seem to get things like that to look, well, I'm just not drawn to those types of things, I think, in the first place. So it's not really even whether I can get them to look good or not. I'm not drawn to them. So I'm never then happy if I try and use them, because they don't kind of, you know, have the effect that I would hope. So yeah, as you can see, I've got quite a few little tiny bits that I can pull in, which I think will kind of help to you know, make a bit more of some of these pieces. I'm just wondering whether I could layer that on there. I know it would make it pretty thick, but does that matter? I don't know. And it is a bit lost now on there, it's got to be said, which, you know, maybe is not the best idea, but let's put all these out the way. Well, the only other one is that circle, so let me just try that circle, see whether it might look. I often struggle with circles. I know I've said this before, but yeah, I don't know why, but circles often, they kind of just throw me a little bit. You know, I want to use them, and you know, again, I love it when other people use them. When I try and use them, I don't know, I can't seem to get it to quite work. Right, I'm just going to put these out the way so that I'm not kind of then, you know, pulling them in and knocking them over all the time. I'm just going to bring in my gesso and gesso those bits of cardboard. So yeah, we're going to kind of do this as a bit of a, you know, bit of a sort of let's do everything at the same time process. So right, so just put some gesso on those two. Obviously I'm not going to be gessoing this, although I guess I could gesso this so this stands out a little bit more. That might not be a bad idea. Right, just going to go in with my wipe, I think, and get the gesso on with the wipe. So yeah, okay. Honestly, I've been so messy for ages because I've been filming my Christmas you know, project, my heirloom envelopes at the same time as doing these. So I kind of had to then take, you know, these had to take a back seat while I kind of finished those. And yeah, I've spent literally the last few days just covered in gold paint. So yeah, it's kind of a miracle, to be honest, that I'm as tidy as I am today. Right, okay, so yeah, let's just kind of dab that like that. Yeah, that looks a bit better, doesn't it? Now it's dulled down. So yeah, happier with that now. And obviously it's going to just make it stand out slightly more. So, oops, excuse me, just wiping my hands now on a wipe before I'm completely covered. Right, now I've got some, is this embroidery anglaise, this type of stuff. Now this is from that House of Horrors doll that I showed a few weeks ago, that, you know, I discovered in my daughter's room with no head. She was the headless doll. If you missed it, I showed it on a mass making. I mean, you didn't miss much, honestly. It was so funny because this doll just looked like she was something out of a horror movie. So, of course, that just seemed very funny to me. You know, for some strange reason. I found it very amusing. Right, okay, so yeah, I'm liking how that looks. Let me just put the gesso out of the way again. Right, I'm just going to bring in a couple of ink pads to use. Okay. Right, let's have a look. So I want to obviously kind of ink up the gesso. Now, what colour do we want to go for? We could kind of green this up. That was not my first thoughts, I have to say. I was intending on using a pinky purple. But now I'm thinking, actually, you know what? I think maybe the green. Oh, I don't know now. It could go, you know, either way. I could either do it and then just really hate it, or obviously do it and think, oh, that's really pretty. Do you know, I'm thinking maybe the green for the bird cage. Yeah, I think maybe this would be a step too far, and I'm just not going to be happy. Right, let me just quickly dry this off with my heat gun, because obviously it's not really dry. I mean, gesso does dry pretty quickly, but, you know, it's not magic, is it? And I literally only just painted it on, so I guess it would be expecting a bit much for it to be dry already. Okay. And I might as well dry the other one whilst I've got the dryer on. So yeah, let's bring this one in as well and quickly dry that. Okay. So I hope everyone's doing well. I hope you're all having a good day, doing some crafting. Have you all been shopping your stash? I know I've asked this several times, but obviously I'm filming this ahead, so I haven't read any answers yet. Well, I mean, there haven't been any answers because obviously the videos haven't gone out yet. But yeah, I'm really hoping that you guys feel inspired to be shopping your stash as well with me. How's it going? Are you finding things that you'd long since forgotten, and you're like, wow, totally forgot I even had that? Or actually, are you kind of struggling and thinking, oh, haven't really got anything that's inspiring me at all? I would love to hear your experience below. So yeah, how's it going? Right, I've got this, which is some food coloured lace, which I think would look beautiful, especially if I'm going for greens on this one. So yeah, I'm going to just cut the header, I think, off the other side as well. So now it's a much more scrappy piece of lace, which I mean I love, love kind of scrappy type bits like that. So that looks absolutely gorgeous, doesn't it? Yeah, love how that looks. Now I've also got those little Brian paint sticks beside me, so I'm just wondering, oh, I feel a bit nervous that I could muck this up completely. Oh, I don't know. Oh, this is very nerve-wracking, isn't it? Should we try this? Because I'm thinking perhaps we could add a bit of the lilac. So just going to move that to one side. So we're going to have this one on here. Now, again, just going to keep this lace here. I'm not saying we're going to go for this, but I'm just wondering whether we might. So I'm going to just quickly ink around the cardboard a little bit with the lilac. Let's just grab in another ink pad. Do I have any that I've used with lilac before? Okay. So just get some lilac going on there. Now obviously it's quite a dark lilac-y colour. This is the Dusty Concord. So, I don't want to go too mad because I could very easily, again, make this look a bit like a house of horrors, to be honest, rather than pretty and purple. It's just going to look shocking and awful. So, yeah, just want to be a little bit careful. Don't want to kind of saturate it completely. So, yeah, something like that is probably about, about as much as I really need, if I'm truthful. Right, let me just have a look and see. Do I have another pad here that I can use for the green? Let's go for this. I know, probably thinking, what's she talking about? But I've just got a patch here that I'm thinking I could use for the green. So, okay, let's put this out of the way, because I don't think I'm going to want that again. But hey, who knows? Right, let's go in with this one. Just want a bit of that green. Again, kind of, don't want it saturated in green, but just a bit. So it's just not stark white, basically. So, yeah, I'm kind of just going in around in some of the patches there. Okay, I know I've got some red coming off on there as well, so it's, yeah, should have used a new ink pad. Never mind. Right, just gonna go in with my finger a bit. I'm getting like messier and messier with this, but oh dear, I've been in one of those messy modes this whole week. Really just awful messy mode. Everything I've touched, I've actually broken. I've broken a few things, and just utterly rubbish and scatty. So yeah, not a good week. not a good week at all. Right, just going to cut this header piece off here. Again, I'm just trying this. I don't know whether I want this or not, but I'm just going to try it on the lilac-y one. It might be it's too green. You know, it might not really have any place there. It's not looking as gorgeous as it looks on the other one, that's for sure. I mean, on the other one, as soon as I put it down, I thought, oh, that's, you know, scrumptious. This one, not so much, it's got to be said. It looks a bit weird there, doesn't it? So, yeah, I might not go for that. But I might use it on this piece, I think. Let's just have a look. Yeah, maybe on here. I think it might look quite good. So, yeah, let's focus on these couple first. Now, I'm going to get this little Brian, and please excuse the state of my desk. I'm so messy, honestly. Because I've been filming back-to-back different projects, you know, for the Christmas stuff and for this, and, you know, everywhere is just so messy. So, yeah, I really apologise for the state here, but yeah, I forgot to wipe it down, and lo and behold, here I am now doing the video. Right, just gonna see how this would look. It's not really doing a lot, to be honest, but you know, it is a metallic paint, so maybe if nothing else, I'll just get a couple of kind of metallic-y effects going on, you know, that otherwise perhaps wouldn't be there. So yeah, let's kind of just do that, because it's just going to give it like a shimmer, I suppose. You know, a bit like a Perfect Pearls kind of mist or something like that. So, and obviously most of this is going to be covered up anyway, but, and I've got to say, it doesn't really look like it's metallic at all at the moment. I mean, it is metallic, but yeah, for some reason it's not really looking metallic at all. Okay, right, let's bring her in. Now, what do I want behind her? Because I don't want her just there. Now, I've got some netting. Again, this is off of that House of Horrors doll as well. So, I mean, she didn't start off like a house. Well, actually, I say she didn't start off as a House of Horrors doll. She was one of those reproduction, you know, like antique dolls. And actually, to be fair, they are a bit House of Horrors, aren't they? You know, even though at that point she had her head on and everything else, you know, she still did have a touch of the House of Horrors about her. Just because they do, don't they? Those like antique dolls. They're a little bit scary looking. Oh gosh, now look at what I've done. Yeah, it's continuing. One of those weeks, it's just continuing. So we could have that bit of net there. Again, it's just not really showing up at all, so that's a bit of a shame. Let me just tear this down. Just see. Oh my goodness. Going to end up with none of this left, to be honest, at this point. So maybe she needs to be, yeah, slightly more up on there. Now, obviously, I've got lots of flowers and things like that, so I think I'm going to kind of just smother her in flowers, and hope that she kind of begins to look a bit better once she's smothered with flowers. Now, did I put the butterflies on this one, or was I thinking on the birdcage one? I actually can't remember now. I think I was putting them on here, wasn't I? Oh, that one's now lost in there. Maybe I was thinking the birdcage. I don't know. Got the flower. That's quite nice. Maybe I should have the flower on here. That's quite pretty, isn't it? Now, the other thing that I have got is, and I have talked about these recently because I used them, I know, with my Christmas stuff, but I bought these tassels from Amazon. Now, I didn't really show them, to be honest, but yeah, I got these tassels. Now, I think I got 100 of them. They weren't very expensive. They were something like £6 or something for 100. I mean, what a bargain. Because this is the type of thing, I have had a go at making tassels, but, you know, they're not really something that I'm really great at because, you know, they're quite fiddly and they kind of require a little bit of, you know, being a bit gentle. So of course they're not really something that I'm going to be very good at. So hey, if you can buy 100 for like £6, why wouldn't you? You know, it just eases your life, doesn't it? Right, I was thinking the pink, but actually I think maybe without the pink. Oh, that's quite cool because it looks a bit like that's coming out from her headdress, doesn't it? Yeah, quite like that. Do you know, I'm going to just go for that and glue that down. So I'm going to glue her down with the hot glue, and I'm hoping that she is going to then clamp the neck down, the tassel down, you know, you name it. I'm hoping she's going to, you know, squash it down. Who knows whether she's going to. I might have to go in a, you know, a little bit with some, you know, what do you call it? Something extra anyway. No, I might have to kind of lift a couple of bits and put some more glue underneath, but we'll just give it a try like that. Okay. Oh, how gorgeous does she look? I love her with that tassel. She looks gorgeous with that tassel there, doesn't she? Absolutely gorgeous. Right, now I've got these flowers, like I say. Now I'm not sure if they are going to be quite right. Obviously I'm trying to go in line with the shopping mustache, so I'm trying to use a few things that I wouldn't necessarily normally use. I've got these little rosebuds. I'm just going to rip those little leaves off because actually I don't mind them, but I'm not over keen on the lime green leaves. Not necessarily all the time, you know, I'm not saying I dislike them all the time, but you know, on this, those lime green leaves just have no place on this, do they? Just like no place at all. Let's just see how that looks. I don't think this is the right colour flower, is it? It's too pink, and the leaf is way too green. So let me just have a quick rummage through again, see whether I've got anything else. That's very yellow. Because these flowers, they're like little tiny satin ones, and I thought, oh, they would be just perfect to use on here. But yeah, they're not really looking perfect, to be honest. This blue button. Definitely she needs a bit of lace, doesn't she? I know. I mean, I just can't live without lace, as you know. Oh! Just spotted these flowers. These were from my Christmas stuff. Ooh. Yeah. Let's just see if we want any of these. It's funny, isn't it? Like, you know, this is why I love having things laying around, because, you know, often I may be kind of forgetting about things, and then if you've got them laying about, you know, they sometimes just catch my eye and I think, oh, that might be a good thing to use. So whilst I'm in that kind of zone, just going to pull in a couple of bows from my little bows jar. So, you know, my handmade bows, and then I'm just going to pull in a couple of flowers. So just bear with me for a couple of seconds while I'm just over at my kind of little stash picking up a couple of flowers. So yeah, just bear with me for 2 seconds. Right, I'm on my way back right now. Oh, now I've also now got waylaid at my lace that's open behind my desk, because I'm now thinking maybe there's a bit of white lace required. So yeah, got a few little bits and pieces here. So let's see. Okay, got this white lace here. Okay. Right, what am I doing with this? Need to cut it open like that. And then I just need to tear it apart because it's kind of like stitched down the middle. So let's just get a little bit off. Gosh, get that flower out, because it's like across her nose now, just looking even weirder. Even weirder still. Oh, they're not really right either. Don't believe it. Isn't that annoying? I know I've said this before, I'm not really a purple person. Again, it's another one of those things that, you know, I love it when other people use purple. Oh, hang on a second, that's the door. So sorry about that. It was the postman. He's just delivering my, you know, foundation because I had run out this week. Right, okay, so I've got these flowers, which actually I just grabbed these on my way by. This is from an old handbag of mine. It was like a sort of summer basket covered in flowers, and yeah, to be honest, I don't, you know, haven't used it for a few years and trying to be a bit better at sort of not hanging on to things. So I'm just going to cut these down a bit, hoping that that same kind of little trick with cutting the pointier petals off is going to work for this. And then, now unfortunately this is blue, which it would have obviously been better had it been lilac. Just doesn't really look very good, does it? Let me just fold this over and glue it. Maybe I need to fold it this way. No, 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 no. Ooh. Oh my goodness, this is so fiddly. Right, so let's just glue that down. Now I'm just wondering what this would be like if I ink it. Probably rubbish, to be honest, because I'm thinking that is quite dark, isn't it? It's just going to go very dark purple. Let's just have a look. What if I put some on the desk? Oh dear. And then just kind of put some water on. Right. This is just wing and a prayer stuff going on here. Okay. Just try and, you know, purple those petals up a little bit. Like that. I mean, I didn't mind them a little bit blue, but yeah, I mean, they were obviously very, very blue, so it's just a bit too blue. It's looking a bit better. Maybe a little bit more is needed. Okay, right. Okay, not too bad. And then wonder about this one. Just kind of like see if I can just dab some on there. Okay. Oh my goodness, what a bodger, honestly. Oh dear. Bodgy or what? Okay, right. Yep, okay. Oh, do you know, I'm just going to spray this now. Probably kind of ruin the flower completely, but never mind. Let's give it a try. So let me just dry these two. Now they're a little bit on the soggy side, of course. That one's dried very nicely and quickly. I'm sure this one's going to be quite so cooperative, but let's have a look. Ooh, very hot on my fingers. Okay, right, let's wipe the desk a little bit. Okay, right, let's bring this back in and see how this is going to look. So, yeah. Kind of thinking, you know, could layer up, you know, a couple of like little florally bits around, maybe a little bow. Oh, I don't know. Maybe up there. What if we had that like that with this one? Ah, That looks a bit better, doesn't it? Yeah, I quite like how that looks, to be honest. So yeah, I'm going to leave that lace there, and then I'm going to glue this onto the lace. So yeah, let's just like that. Right. And then I'm just going to try and have this now glued somehow like over the top a bit. Like that. I wonder if I can pull this across a bit. Yeah, it's not quite dry. That's all good. Yeah, and I'm just going to have this one glued here somehow. Okay, right. Like that. Yep, okay. Yeah, that looks quite pretty, doesn't it? So, yeah, liking that. So, still just need to decide what to have down here, really. So, let's just see. Well, that flower's pretty there, isn't it? Just to the side. Yeah, very pretty. Ooh, not that one. Definitely not that one. Let's have a look and see. Because obviously there were, you know, there were a few here. So let's just have a look and see. See what else there is here. Not like that. That's quite nice, isn't it? I'm just going to glue this one down because I am thinking that one's really nice there. It's weird, isn't it? How, you know, just the placement of something can completely alter it, because I was really not liking it just now. And just by moving it there, it straight away, it just looks really pretty, doesn't it? It's funny how different things can look, you know, just from simply moving them from one spot to another. You know, you can go from really not liking it at all to thinking, oh, that is super pretty there. Right, let's just have a look here. See if we could have that lace coming out just behind there. That's very pretty, isn't it? Yeah, I love how that looks. So I'm going to have this chipboard flower here. Like that. Okay. And then just along on the bottom of here, I'm going to just have that white lace. You know, the embroidery on lace, kind of lace stuff. So again, just kind of try and squish it down like that. Okay, going a bit sort of angled around. Oh, that's so pretty, isn't it? Yeah, love that. Okay. Now I'm wondering whether I should have this tassel shorter. Actually, no, because do you know, as soon as I went like that, she looked a bit like suddenly an elf. I think longer is the way to go. I don't know why, but yeah, she suddenly transformed before my very eyes into an elf. That was just weird. Yeah, okay, so yeah, we've got that pretty bow there. Now I just want to check whether I want any other lace or anything like that. So let's just take another piece, because we could always have, you know, another bit here. Oh, that's a bit weird. Could have that there. Here. Here. Let's just try it just randomly around in a few different places. I mean, I always think just, you know, more is more. Yeah, maybe kind of just there. So again, just going to go in here. I'm just going to kind of squash it down. Just like wherever it lands, really. Like that. Okay. Right, let's get this bow. Pop that down there. Okie dokie. Yep, loving how that looks. Now, do we want this blue flower, or did we decide that just looked really rubbish? And that blue flower looks kind of cute on there, but it does bulk it out quite a bit, so it might not be really ideal. I mean, I don't mind it, but it is bulky. It's got to be said. Yeah, it is a bit on the bulky side. Let me just see if there's any other of those chipboard flowers, because actually they looked really pretty. So it would be quite good if there were. I mean, I've got this. Don't even know what that is. No idea what that's supposed to be. It's probably a flower like negative, but it just looks really weird, doesn't it? You know, just looks like nothing. So yeah, not keen on that. Got some greeny blue flowers. That's quite pretty actually, just there. So yeah. Just see what other ones I've got. Got this one. Oops. Maybe there. Yep. Okay, that one, and then right, let me just get another glue stick out. Let's hope I've got one here. Oh, this is just going to be one of those stop-start videos, isn't it? Yep, I'm now going to have to go off and get some other hot glue. That's just round the corner to my desk, so hold on. Okay, sorry about that. Right, I have got one more of those blue flowers. So to be honest, sorry about knocking the camera there. Because I'm trying to use up things, you know, I might as well use all of them rather than have like literally 2 left in the packet or 1 left in the packet. I mean, obviously there's other things still in the packet, but yeah, these particular flowers, I just think, well, I might just as well use them all because, you know, otherwise they're just kind of there, just lingering around for no reason. So yeah, let's just use them. Oh, I'm loving how that looks now. Really, really pretty. Now the only other thing that I wonder is whether I could have any little pearls or anything. So I've just got these. So let's just see whether we could have any. Oh dear, sorry, I've just flicked that on the floor now. It was caught on some hot glue and then just, you know, flicked off obviously onto the floor. Okay. Well, that's quite pretty, isn't it? I'm not sure actually that pink's quite the right colour pink, so let me just try this one because this is a bit more of a sort of lilac-y pink. Oh, maybe it's not. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. It looked like it was, and then I've stuck it down, and straight away it didn't really look like it was at all. Is this now getting a bit too cluttered? Or do we think cluttered is good? Oh, let's just go for this because, you know, more is more, isn't it? Like that. And then this one, oh dear. Like that. And then I think, let's ink around the edge of this. So weirdly, I'm even thinking the green. I know, just what on earth? Why would I suddenly be thinking the green? I have no idea. But yeah, for some reason, that's what's calling me, is let's go for some green. I don't know whether this is going to look all right. Let me get a clean sponge before I contaminate this green any further. And this green, this is Bundled Sage. That's a very pretty colour, isn't it? Very pretty colour. Right, let's have a look. Oh, I hope this looks okay. I don't know why, but yeah, for some reason, just in my mind, it was kind of just calling, oh, put some green on there, put some green on there. Okay, let's just go around here now. Well, I mean, it has added a bit of kind of dimension, hasn't it? Which otherwise it was looking a bit flat. It does look better for having that on there, I think. Okay. So yeah, I love how that topper looks. So, you know, just picture a kind of journal cover with that just on it. Absolutely scrummy, huh? Really love that. Right, let's put that out the way. Let's do the next one. Oh, sorry, this has now been dragging on. Right, so we have got the bird cage. We've got the lace. We're just going to have the lace, the bird cage. We've got the butterflies. Wonder if we could have any of these on this one. It's got just that tiny spot of blue. I'm not sure now. Let's just put this bird cage. Ooh, this bird cage down. So again, just going to kind of have the lace there, and then just put this over the lace. So yeah, let's just pop this down. Okay, like that. That looks pretty, doesn't it? Already, to be honest, it looks pretty. Then we've got the butterflies, which, yeah, they will kind of clamp the lace down a bit, so that's all fine. Now, the flowers here. I'm wondering, do we want to have any flowers? Again, I've pulled that one in. Again, you know, just feels like I'm determined to use it, but to be honest, it looks rubbish. So I should stop trying to pull it in. Oh, we've got that little butterfly there. Wonder if we could have that on that ribbon, or whether that just looks really rubbish. You know, not really kind of adding anything other than just weirdness. Just hold that down. Actually, I quite like it, weirdly enough. So let me just glue this together so it's, you know, held flat in the centre. Pop that there. Okay. Do you know that really very weirdly looks really nice to me? You know, it's kind of nothing. I don't really know what I would even describe it as, but just that ribbon plonked there just for some reason looks kind of cute. I hope it's not going to be one of those things, you know, that I've put on there and then, like, in, you know, days to come or time to come, that I'll look back and go, oh, what was I thinking? That looks so horrible. Because sometimes, you know, I don't know about you guys, but I might do something that's a little bit, you know, a little bit out there. And then afterwards think, oh, what did I, you know, what was I thinking? What did I do that for? That just looks awful. I hope it's not going to be one of those. Right, let's have a look and see whether we can mix in like some little pearls and some flowers in the corner here. Got some gems as well. So yeah, I mean, to be honest, I'm just kind of trying to enjoy myself through this series and just get out bits that, you know, I don't generally necessarily use normally. So, you know, why not kind of pull these types of things in? You know, they might just actually be just what we're looking for. I mean, it's looking pretty so far, isn't it? Oh, loving how that looks so far. Absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Oops. I mean, that might be overdoing it now. Isn't it weird how just one thing and it can just tip the balance, and then you're like, whoa, that was just a step too far. Although, no, I quite like it actually. So that ribbon is stuck on there, so yeah, I can put this down here, and I want it just like on the edge of that ribbon, like that. I'm going to put this butterfly here. like that. Okay, right, now for our bunch of stuff here, I mean, it looks a little bit like a collection of eggs down there, doesn't it? Which is kind of cute, actually. Yeah, like how that looks. Let me just see, because I did bring this lilac bow in. Oh, that's pretty. Oh, do you know, I'm just going to go for all of this. Just think, oh, who cares? Let's just go for it. Let's be adventurous today. Let's not keep on thinking, oh, shall I, shan't I, shall I, shan't I? Let's just go for it. You know, anything and everything. Let's just plonk it on there. Oh, dear. I actually feel literally nervous. Like, oh, I hope I don't regret all of this. Okay. And the pearl. Okay. Like that. And then the little rosebud. They have taken on a bit of a kind of bird egg, you know, appearance, but, you know, that's fine. I don't mind that. Now, just wondering whether I could just utilise this tassel anywhere, because, of course, it's still there from the piece before. We could just even have it just like that at the side, to be honest. Or we could have it on this side. Then it would kind of overhang the journal maybe a little bit more. That's quite cute, isn't it? Although, weirdly, for some reason, I'm preferring it on this side. Although now I've moved it, I'm like, oh, am I? Or do I? No, I think I prefer it this side, actually, now. So, yeah, let's just put this on. I'm just going to glue this on. Now, obviously, you know, once this gets glued onto, you know, a journal cover, this will be clamped in place even more, if you know what I mean. It's not currently sort of, you know, very secure. I mean, it's okay. But once this is obviously glued onto a journal page, that would be double glued kind of thing and really clamped between the cover and the piece. So, I mean, it would be much more secure than it kind of is at the moment. So, yeah, I'm confident that that would hold really well. Right, let me just pull in my little rosebuds. Again, I've got these ivory ones. These just might not be the right colour at all. Because, I mean, to be fair, I haven't really got anything else ivory on here, have I? Oh, I'm not sure. Not sure, because there's not really anything else ivory, so it's a bit of a kind of like, you know, step out, isn't it? Step out from all the other colours. Or do we think actually sometimes, you know, a step out, but that kind of contrast and break from everything else is actually like, oh, thank goodness there's something else on there now. Bring in the pearls again. Because, you know, we want this just really super cute and fussy, don't we? Oops. Oh, here we go. I've got a small one. Oh, small one here. Let's just give that a try. I don't know. Is that just looking a bit Easter egg coloury? Maybe. Maybe like that is better. So, yeah, let's get this one down. Like that. Get that off. Just put this one down, just to the side. Okay. Yeah. That looks pretty, doesn't it? Now let's just check whether we want to have any other of the blue ones or anything. Because obviously I've got some more over on my shelf. So, oh, well, I said I had some more. No, they are all white. I think actually a couple might be lilac. Let's just pull in a lilac one. Again, just going to tear it off of that lime green stem. Oh, that's pretty, isn't it? So, yeah, I could just have that lilac one. maybe up there as well. Okay, that's just, oh dear. These lilac ones have been like really tightly pulled, if you know what I mean. I mean, I guess it probably depends who makes them, you know, because I don't think these are like, you know, on a machine, are they? These are probably wrapped and made them, you know, by hand. But yeah, some are kind of much more tightly wound than others, which actually is good, because I mean, some of them are sort of really baggy and kind of like almost falling apart. Some are sort of so tight that they barely resemble a flower, which I felt a bit like that maybe was the case there. Let me just pull this one off of the... This one's one of those really super baggy ones. Oops. Oh, that looks light luminous there, so yeah, not great. Right, so that's probably, I think, enough on there. Yeah. I think it's probably enough. Oops, just had another little pearl there. Let's just check whether we want that anywhere. Oh, come on, come on, come on. Oh yeah, let's just have it up there. Not saying it's necessarily adding a lot, but it looked cute. So if it looks cute, I'm thinking let's just go for it. Oh, I love how that looks. Right, so the only other thing that I'd quite like to do now is, like we did the green around the edge of the purple one, I just think let's have some purple around the edge of this one. So let's just bring in, oops, bring in an ink pad. Put some purple on. Right, I don't want to smother it. Oh, she says. But just kind of a few touches of the purple. Like that. Again, just around there. Oh, that's so scrumptious, isn't it? You could even go over those little roses a bit like that. Okay. Maybe a bit over the bow as well. Oh, how gorgeous is that looking? Absolutely gorgeous, isn't it? Really, really, really lovely. Right, let me put that to the side. Okay, last one. Ah, I'm sure you're all thinking, oh, thank goodness she's on the last one. It's taken her so long. Right, okay, so the last one, we've got this. So this one's our fabric one. Obviously, you know, it's hopefully going to have a bit of a different kind of appearance. I mean, the other two, they look quite different to each other. But, I mean, obviously, they're kind of the same concept, aren't they? So, yeah, hopefully this one's going to have a bit of a different, you know, overall effect. Just because it's fabric rather than, you know, cardboard. So, yeah. Now, do we like this on the green is the question. Because now I'm thinking, oh, I'm not so sure that I'm loving it on the green. Let me just try it on this. This is a very pale pinky kind of colour. Oh, I think maybe I prefer it on that. What do we think? I think maybe I do. Yeah, I don't know why. I just, for some reason, I wasn't really loving the green on there. Now, which side do we want this as well? Because this is like, it's almost like reversible fabric, because there's two different ways. You could have it this way, or obviously much more green. Actually, I think I prefer it this way. I'm sure that it is a right and a wrong, actually. Now I'm looking at it, I think it is. So, yeah, I was probably just talking rubbish when I said it's reversible. It's obviously not reversible at all. There is, in fact, a right and a wrong. Okay, right. Like that. And then we're going to have the green lace just here. We're going to have this one. Now, do we want to ink this up at all? Kind of thinking, actually, some of the purple again. So let's just call in the purple. Actually, do you know, I'm thinking let's go round that bottom fabric with some of the purple as well. So, yeah, let's purple up the fabric. Okay. This is upholstery fabric. I know I've talked about these loads of times, but, you know, I just picked up a bunch of swatches when our local Laura Ashley was closing down. And I've got tons of them, but they're just perfect for, you know, for what we do, because they're just like such a brilliant size. You know, they couldn't be any better size-wise. They're just literally perfect. So, yeah. Right, just go around that edge slightly. Obviously, these are quite glossy. So, you know, it doesn't necessarily kind of absorb the ink brilliantly. Right. Okay. So we're going to have this, like that. Okay. And then we're going to have this one on here. Maybe even, might even put it kind of higher than the circle, if you know what I mean. Because it doesn't have to be, you know, where that circle is, does it? It can be higher. So let's glue the circle down. Okay. Like that. Okay. Get my white. Oh, that looks so pretty, doesn't it? I love how that looks already. You know, barely kind of even need to do anything else. It looks so gorgeous, just exactly as it is. Yeah, I mean, obviously I've got these butterflies and things, so I'm just kind of playing around with those. Right, let's just have a quick look and see what other bits that we might put on here. Got this blue ribbon. I mean, again, these are just things that are kind of laying around on my desk. So that's the only reason I'm pulling in the bits that I'm pulling in, is it's like, oh, you know, might just as well use the things that are actually laying around here rather than, you know, going off trying to find other things. Right, I've got the tassels, obviously. So let's just have a look and see. I wonder if there's any lilac ones in here. I don't feel like I've seen any, but, you know, oh, not that one, but it's quite dark. It's not too bad, actually. Let's just pull those out. Okay. Yeah, I love these tassels, to be honest. They're so cute. Because there's something about tassels that I really love. You know, they're just like really, I don't know, just really yummy. Yeah, always loved them. You know, I love like any cushions or anything like that with tassels on. They're just like really fun, aren't they? So wondering whether I could have that like that. Now I would have to build that up with a bit of glue underneath, I think, if I'm going to have it hanging off of that circle as much as that. Because otherwise that's a bit of a vulnerable point, isn't it? It feels like, you know, it could be vulnerable to, you know, squishing down, getting damaged. So I would have to kind of build it up by putting quite a bit of glue under here and not really pressing it down too much. Oh well, let's do that. So let's just glue these in place like that. Okay, right, let's go in with this. So I want just a bit of glue here, and then I want a lot of glue on this back section, which I am not going to be pressing down too hard. So I'm going to have it like this. Really press it down at the front like that, and then just, you know, very lightly touch it at the back. Like that. So I mean, actually I could still go in further because that's not even going near that fabric yet. Okay, like that. Okay. Right, do we want to build that up with anything else? Let's just see what else I've got laying around here. Got this bow. Oh, that's cute on there, isn't it? Let's just quickly put that down. Okay, and just looks gorgeous on the top of those tassels, doesn't it? Okay. Right, let's have a look at this. Because again, you know, I mean, I've cut this off of that doll now. It would be great to be able to actually just use it up, wouldn't it? So let's just put that there. Oops. Sorry, it's now stuck all over me. Just see whether we could just have that kind of coming out. Yeah, that looks pretty, doesn't it? So, you know, we're just using up the stuff that obviously we've got out, aren't we? So, yeah, let's just pop that down onto there. Like that. And, okay, and then just a bit of glue here. Okay, like that. That's very pretty, isn't it? And then could we have a butterfly here maybe on the corner? Let's just check. Oh, that's not quite right, that flower, is it? Got that dragonfly. No. No. Got a blue butterfly. That's not really got anything really very much blue going on there, so it just feels like it's not matching, doesn't it? Yep. Okay, let's put this butterfly down like that. Okay, just going to put a bit of glue in here. Okie dokie. Right, do we want anything else? Got this cute little button there. I mean, actually, that button, I've even inked it up another time in lilac, so it kind of is like made for this project, isn't it? It's like, oh, what were the odds of that? Let's have that there. Oops. Okay. Just got this little lilac flower. Could have that there, couldn't we? Okay, so yeah, I mean, again, I'm just literally reaching for stuff I have got here. So yeah, I happen to have a few kind of lilac-y flower trims. Oh, I say a few, I can only see one now. So I've used one and now I can just find one more. Oh no, two more. There we go. I have got a packet of these, but yeah, I'm trying to just kind of use things that are floating around anyway, so let's have a look. Right, I'm just going to go in here and just ensure that that lace is kind of glued down there, otherwise it felt a bit like a vulnerable spot there for that button. Okay, just go onto that fabric there, because that looked pretty. Okay, and then let's have a look with this one. Oh, come on. I mean, is that just a bit in a diagonal line? It is a bit, isn't it? Which, that's just weird. That is just weird. Nobody wants the diagonal line, do they? Maybe there. Oh, that's still in the diagonal line. Oh, maybe it's got enough. But I do feel like I'd like it. Oh, let's just have it there. Okay. Yeah, okie dokie. Right, do we want anything else on there? Do we want any of those pearls, or I don't know, any other buttons or anything? What's it crying out for? Do we feel like it's crying out for anything, or is that just kind of me wanting to just smother it with more stuff? Yeah, I mean, obviously this is not really great, is it? Because there's not really much blue going on there. But hey, you know, like, because it's there on the desk, I'm like, oh, do you know what? Let me just try this. I know. You know, I'm sure that you're all thinking, what is going on with her? She's now, like, gone off completely, like, at a tangent. But, you know, like, because these are here still from the other day, I just want to see, you know, and actually, weirdly, when I then put it over there, I thought, oh, do you know, I don't think it's as bad as I thought. Not saying it's ideal, but, you know, maybe it actually needs a bit of a contrasting colour. Because, you know, otherwise it's all very pink and green and lilac, and to be fair, nothing really is standing out on the page because it's all now merging into the same old colours. So yeah, let's just quickly take this. Oh, honestly. Right, let's just cut this down so it's a bit smaller. Okay. I'm going to have to cut that right down, I think. Okay. Oops. So I'm thinking that tucked in there, and then probably, oh, do you know, just going to get rid of that and just see if we have just the two there. Oops. Because then they obviously then go into that space a bit better. Right, that's better, isn't it? And then what would I put there is the question. So let's just slot that under that circle. Okay. Yeah. Not that it's really slotting under there. Let me glue this together, and then it's going to be a bit easier to manage, isn't it? Okay. Ooh. Very hot. Very, very hot. Right. Okay. And then, yeah, let's just see. Or it could even go under the fabric and the lace, maybe. That's a bit weird, isn't it? It was better just under here, I think. And obviously, you know, you can always pull things out of it if you need to, so that I can get into there a bit better. Oops. So it would kind of like be literally coming out from there, if you see what I mean. So, oh, I'm going to have to take it a bit further. Okay. Right, and then what would I have here is the question. Let me see what I've got floating around. Again, just, you know, just checking what I've got floating about. Oh, and this is why it's just always so handy to have things floating around, isn't it? Because then you've always got something that you can pull in. Oh dear. Not saying that necessarily, as that just did not look good, but okay, right. I know I just said, oh, I didn't want to pull in the whole packet, but I'm just going to pull in the whole packet for a moment just to see. Okay. Just to see. Oh, it's not really kind of big enough, is it? Thinking maybe a bow there might be better. And also it might just be like the right shape to be able to kind of nuzzle there. Let me just have a look. So I've just got my ready-made bows here in my jar. And obviously we've made some of these before in the mass make. Got that pink one. That's quite pretty, isn't it? You know, because again, you know, sometimes a contrast is actually quite good, rather than having it too matchy-matchy, because then it all just kind of merges in. And that's a bit what I felt was happening without the touch of that blue. I felt it was a little bit almost like lost in there, you know, like you couldn't really kind of see what was going on because it was almost like a little bit too colourless. So maybe just by having that blue, just kind of like looks good. Or do we think the pink? No, the blue. Right, okay, let's go for that now. So yeah, let me just do the jar up and out the way. Okay. Right, so need to do like some sort of brain surgery here to be able to stick this in here. So I'm just going to go in here like that, and I'm going to put this under there, so in that space. Okay, and pull that out a bit like that. Okay, and then I can go back in obviously and glue this one back down. So where I've peeled it off, I can just go back in and glue it back down like that. Okay, yay, right, and then take this and just pop that down at the side. So here we go. Whoa dear, did not make a very good job of this either. It's getting towards cup of tea time, isn't it? Yeah, yay. Right, that is it. The last touch for that one, I think. Can't really fit an awful lot more on there apart from anything else. Okay, right, let me pull in a journal cover of sorts. Now obviously I'm not suggesting that this is the, you know, the journal cover that you would use. It of course does not go with any of these pieces, but just to give you an idea of how these would look on a journal cover. So yeah, please don't think I'm in any way saying that these would go, but for instance here, it looks rubbish on there, it's got to be said. Here, it looks a bit better on there. Absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous topper, isn't it? I mean, you could always stitch around it. Obviously, I have used hot glue in quite a lot of spots, and often my sewing machine doesn't really like hot glue. So yeah, if you haven't used hot glue, I'm sure your sewing machine would be much happier. Obviously, it wouldn't really go through the chipboard, but you know, you could use it on other things. So that's that one. This is the gorgeous birdcage one. How sumptuous and lovely does that look? Sumptuous? Scrumptious. Scrumptious was what I meant, not sumptuous. I love it on this actually as well. Really, really lovely, isn't it? And then we've got this one with the lady. She just is gorgeous. And that's how she looks on the blue. Again, I'm not suggesting that she looks good on this cover. Of course, no, she doesn't look good on there. But, you know, you get the idea, don't you? So, yeah, I really hope that you like them. I'm not sure which one's my favourite. It's definitely between the two chipboard ones. Not so keen on the fabric one. But I had a lovely time making them. And at least I've got a couple of those chipboards kind of used up now. And obviously we've now got another couple of toppers that we can use on journals, you know, which just makes making a journal so quick when you've got all these ready-made elements. So I hope that you like them. Maybe it's inspired you to do something similar. Maybe you've got some chipboard pieces or other pieces that you could use to make some toppers. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you all have a really great day, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Thanks then. Bye.